XDA is the perfect solution to so many of the problems we've had over the last few years. We've been in video production for about 15 years now, so you can imagine how much content we've accumulated. Beta, DigiBeta, DVCAM, we've used it all. It really became harder for us to manage everything when we switched to HD file-based formats about 3 years ago. Some days it seemed like everyone spent their whole time just looking for tapes and files. I knew we needed an easy-to-use system that could really help us find and manage everything. All my research led us to tape-based archiving, but I've always been wary of longevity and backward compatibility with these solutions. Obviously, I didn't want to be looking for another system in a few years' time, so we held off. I really wanted an archive system that could manage all our material with high image quality and durable enough to last longer than 20 years. It needed to be fast, reliable, scalable, and easy to use. Then I found out about XDA, a really simple concept that ticked all the boxes. It's a system that uses a central server to manage all our media and metadata, and uses standard XDCAM disks as the offline shelf archive format. Like XDCAM disks, all clips on XDA have a low-res proxy and a high-res version. The proxy files are always available on XDA server, and the high-res ones are either kept online or archived offline to the XDCAM disks. And it's not just video. XDA archives and manages all our graphics and documents as well. In fact, anything we want. We've now got the perfect set of tools to easily manage all our on and offline material.
XDA has made my life so much easier. The system is really intuitive. I mean, the tools for digitizing, importing, cataloging, and archiving are great. The nice thing we also found was the neat integration into our editing station. So that, I mean, the ingest tool just lets me ingest directly from XDCAM disks, EX, or P2 cards, which means I can either bring in all the clips on the card, or I can just set in and out points for the parts I need. Any metadata already saved to the XDCAM media is recognized automatically, and I can always add new metadata if I need to. I can also browse and import all sorts of video, graphics, text files, or whatever I need from the network. We have so many external hard drives full of ProRes files, Avid, DNX HD, and DVC Pro files. Now, XDA imports all these files and supports them natively, which is fantastic. To digitize the ton of tapes that we have, we just use the SDI ingest.
Before XDA, we kept a database of all our tapes on Excel spreadsheets. We were surprised to find that we could actually import the old Excel database straight to XDA, linking all the data to digitized tapes. So now, instead of a bunch of columns with names and barcodes, we could actually see the categories and clips, which we could then play back immediately. We couldn't have asked for a smoother transition from the old world of videotapes to a file-based environment.
Because the proxies are so small, we can browse them from anywhere on our network. A web browser is enough for me to see the files using the internet, so if I need quick access to anything, I can just log in from home. From this web interface, I can add and manage users, create custom categories, and metadata fields. Here is where I send our clips to the edit stations and also decide what media should stay online or become offline. Categorizing our clips has been really useful, and because we're using the metadata tags, it's a lot easier to find what we're looking for. I mean, the search tool is brilliant. I can do a quick keyword search and the results just pop up right away, and I can refine it using advanced search if I need to. To send the clips to the editing stations, I just create a storyboard or select the clips I need and mark them for exporting. I tell XDA where to send them, and that's it. The whole workflow right from ingest to edit is a lot easier. Here's how the actual archiving works. Now, all the media on the server is arranged and grouped into virtual XDCAM disks. Each of these virtual disks has an identical physical disk on the shelf. Same capacity, like it was really there. I can archive a virtual disk and take the high-res media offline. XDA prompts me to enter a barcode number that matches an actual XDCAM disk, and then exports those high-res files to it. ProRes, DVC Pro, or any non-XDCAM files can actually be converted to XDCAM if I want. Once the export is done, we take the disk to the appropriate shelf location that XDA has allocated. The Shelf Manage tool lets me create a virtual shelf environment that looks like the room where my disks are stored. Now, I can see right here on my screen exactly where my disks are located. So when I need a clip, the Retrieve tool doesn't just tell me which disk and barcode, it tells me exactly where it is, which room, and which shelf. All in all, the XDA has made my life a lot easier.
The medium import feature was a brilliant way to add all our existing XDCAM content to XDA. We already had about 1,000 disks. We didn't want to digitize the high res, we wanted to keep this offline. XDA was intelligent enough to only add the metadata and the proxies to the server and then assign a specific shelf location to that same disk. So the original disk became the offline and was now firmly entered into the system. The task of digitizing and archiving around 1,000 disks, which would have taken months to complete, was all over within a couple of weeks, as we didn't have to load the high-res to complete the database. To date, we have around 8,000 hours of content on our system, but we know it can handle 10 times that. We really love having XDCAM disks as the archive format instead of data tapes, because we can just stick the disks in a deck and play them straight back. The system is totally scalable, and XDCAM disks have a 50-year shelf life, which makes it perfect for now and in the future. And with Sony's new disk storage cartridge that can house 12 optical disks, it looks like we'll be having even more offline options to choose from. We're delighted with XDA and its performance. It's efficient, it's reliable, and it just works. Having the proxies always available was innovative and clever. The Shelf Manager was a lifesaver for an operation like ours. Everything is always accessible. No delay, no hassle, job done.